Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. Here are some flowers that I got from Max, so that was really nice and sweet. And we're going to have dinner later once he is finished with work. We have reservations at an Indian restaurant later this evening, so I'm very excited about that. So since it is Valentine's Day, I figured I should do a video on one of my favorite rom-coms. And so that's why I'm here to talk about Along Came Polly, starring Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston. Other featured characters in this: Phillip Seymour Hoffman, Hank Azaria, and Deborah Messing. I find when it comes to rom-coms, some are more comedy than romance, and more romance than comedy. This one is definitely more comedy than romance. It's not your typical sappy, epic romance type of movie for sure. The writing is really, really smart, and the characters are really, really smart, like really well written. We'll start with Jennifer Aniston is this like kind of a wandering waif. She travels from different cities a lot and doesn't really like to stay in one place, and she's the most indecisive person you've ever seen, and that's where some of the most brilliant comedy comes out, with her lines and her delivery of her lines. I've always thought she has one of the best senses of comedic timing. Her comedic timing in this is so perfect. There's a scene where she calls Ben Stiller and asks if he would join her that evening, and then essentially is like, oh, like, but don't even worry about it, like, I might not even be there, like, after this whole big, ordeal of asking him out. And this is just seen time and time again.
I don't know if you have any plans tonight, but if not, you should swing by 37 Gansevoort Street around 9. If you can make it, it's no big deal, but it could be fun, so, think about it. Okay, so, I'll see you later. Or not, either way. And, if you do come, you should wear comfortable shoes. That is, if you come. But you totally don't have to. I might not even be there.
And then Ben Stiller's character is a very straight-laced, by-the-book, nervous about everything. His job is to analyze people to see if they are liabilities for health insurance. So he is constantly like going through statistics in his head about, falling into a subway grate and things like that, and, mixed nuts being unsanitary at the bar, and the writing for him is really good as well, and there's such a great dichotomy between the two characters. The film starts off where he's getting married to Deborah Messing. Phillip Seymour Hoffman's his best man, and we'll get back to him later just to set this up really quick. And once they're on their honeymoon, she wants to go scuba diving, and he's like a nervous wreck about that. So Ben Stiller says like, oh, you go have fun, blah, blah, blah. The scuba diving instructor is Hank Azaria, and he has this French accent, and it's just like such a great, hilarious character. And, you find out like when he's coming to pick her up from that they're having sexual activities in the scuba diving boat. So that ruins the whole honeymoon, obviously, and Ben Stiller goes back to New York just to work, and he's miserable. His boss is played by Alec Baldwin, really great side character there, but he's always great at these straight character roles. Like, it's a very similar role as to what he plays on 30 Rock, just like not as comical as like a person, but more straight-laced, but still really funny. The biggest comedy comes in, I find, with the delivery of the lines that Phillip Seymour Hoffman gives, because Phillip Seymour Hoffman plays a guy that used to be a childhood star because of one big movie he was in when he was like 10, but he hasn't gotten any work after that. And you keep seeing him like with cameras following him around, and it turns out like, this is a small spoiler, but it's really funny, and I don't think it's going to ruin the movie. He hired these cameramen to do an true Hollywood story on himself. So that's the type of person he is, playing the role of Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar in this community theater show. But his ego is so out of control that he thinks he can play both Jesus and Judas at the same time, and he keeps interrupting this poor kid who's supposed to be playing Jesus. So it's really good. There's one of my favorite scenes with him as well is on the basketball court. He and Ben Stiller are playing basketball, and he's a horrible player, but he talks like he's a really good one, and he keeps saying things like rain dance and like making it rain, and then he's like raindrops, and he shoots at it, and every time he misses, and it's so funny.
Let it rain! Rain dance! Make it rough! Outlet! Outlet! Rain dance! Sandy, come on! Sandy! 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 Ah! Sandy! Sandy! White chocolate! Sandy! Raindrops! Old school! T! T!
The chemistry between Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston is really good too. It's fun to see such an uptight guy who like has a thing for Polly Prince, which is her name, Jennifer Aniston, and she is, you know, casually dating him, and he's definitely like the last type of person she probably thought she'd ever be dating, because she is like, she wants to travel and she wants to go salsa dancing at 4 a.m, and like she is just like a more of a bohemian type of gal, as to his more like straight-laced mentality. I think the setup to Jennifer Aniston's character Polly is so well done. Maybe it's because I've been in the restaurant industry, but essentially they show her catering. So she works for a catering company, and it's some fancy art exhibit that she's working, and this guy is holding a glass of white wine, and she comes over to refill his wine and pours red into the white wine, and then just walks away and doesn't care, like everything's fine.
More wine?
Sure. Thank you.
This party is so boring, and there are no cute guys here. I haven't noticed.
It's actually streaming on Netflix, so it's perfect. If you need a little date night movie with a lot of laughs, I highly recommend it. It's from 2004, and it still really holds up. And of course, you know, anything that Phillip Seymour Hoffman does, in my opinion, is amazing, and he's incredible, and I miss him so much. So it's nice to, at least we get to revisit him in his films that he does so brilliantly. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So I really hope you check it out. Tomorrow night I am actually going to be featured again on the Fans of Something YouTube channel. They are just fantastic, and actually the stream we did last week is up. I had such a blast with them, just such kind, lovely people, and I'm so excited that they asked me back for tomorrow night. We are doing a watch along to the film Warm Bodies, which I have always wanted to see, and I hadn't prior, but I did finally watch it, so I'm really excited to get into the conversation about that. It is also going to be with 3 other lovely YouTuber ladies, so I'm very excited to chat with them and hear what their opinions are on the film. Please like and subscribe. I'm so grateful to all of you that have already done that. It makes a huge difference, and I'm just loving everyone's feedback from this amazing community on YouTube. So happy Valentine's Day, and thanks for stopping by.